Good evening, everybody. It is actually Saturday night. This is my attempt to get my video up at 7 a.m., like I told you guys from week one. So, this is what it takes. I gotta do it the night before. That's why you see darkness behind me. But let's get into it. So, there's a 9 race card again. We got, we'll start with race 1 here. It's a mile on the dirt, beaten claiming race. 22.5 thousand dollar claiming price. The purse is $25,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. So let's start with number 1, Top Gallant, 5-1 morning line odds. Martin Pedrosa in the irons. Dan Hendricks is the trainer. It's been at the level, running at this level the last 3 times. Never finished better than third. Has run some turf, but mostly dirt, which this race is. Has been working in the mornings very, very well. And as you know, as if you've watched my first 2 episodes, the Mizzen Mast horses, I really like that Mizzen Mast as a sire, and that would be number 1's dad, Top Gallant. So number 2 is Hard Fought, 15-1 morning line. We have Evan Roman in the irons. Bob Hess is the trainer. So ran on opening day. Been facing a little bit better. Has never run this low though. Has never run this low for as far as price wise goes. Has run on the turf and the dirt. A little bit of a mix of both. Stays on the dirt. The last start was on the dirt. This horse is going to be the speed. Has really good works in the morning. I apologize. Let me go back a little bit. Forgot to mention 2 things that I want to mention for every horse. Number 1, for number 1, Top Gallant, the best Beyer speed figure recently that he's had, which I want to mention for all the horses, 89. This horse will be running probably mid-pack. All right, back to date. Number 2, best Beyer speed figure, 92, is going to be speed. Going to be up towards the front. Like I said, has really good works, especially as of late. Number 3 is Zippy Groom. Zippy Groom has the apprentice Asel Espinosa, who's been killing it at Del Mar lately. Still has the 5-pound apprentice weight, but if he keeps doing what he's doing, it's going to be gone very soon. Bob Hess is also the trainer of this horse, has the 2 and the 3. This horse has been pretty much a dirt horse for his career. Been facing better for the most part throughout his career. Also has been having decent works. And this horse probably stalking mid-pack, waiting for the right time, the right move to make his move. Number 4, Aquila. 3-1 morning line odds. Martin Garcia is in the iron. Simon Callahan is the trainer. Love him. Has been facing better and has going to be up close. Has been having a lot of good works, especially recently. I expect him to be a lot closer to the pace. Did have a 105 Beyer speed figure rating about 4 starts back. More recently, an 89 Beyer speed figure, which is probably more in the range of this race. Probably back down to this level. Runs his best at the speed. He's going to be up close. Like I said, good works. Been running on the dirt for all of his career. No grass races, so very familiar with the dirt. So number 5 is Aurora de Oro. 5-1 morning line. Rafael Bejarano on the irons. Doug O'Neill. Can't go wrong with Doug O'Neill, period, but this meet especially, he's been doing really well. He really fits here. Raf has been aboard the last 2 times. All starts on the dirt, so very comfortable with the dirt. And runs his best races when he's up close. So you want to see, if as long as he's up close, you're going to see a big performance from him. The couple times that he's been a little bit off, mostly his first 2 starts, has been he's shown up a little bit off the board, but the last 2 starts have been a very promising for the bettors out there. All right, let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is Midnight Soot. Joe Talamo aboard with Jack Carava as the trainer. He's been aboard the last 3 starts as Joe Talamo, and he stays aboard, so that shows you something. He fits here a lot, has all dirt starts. Comes back really fast considering he ran on July 26th. I believe it was July 26th, so about a week or so, but comes back really fast. He'll be mid-pack stocking. Has had some decent works in the past, as far, especially here at Del Mar. He ran a good 4 furlong work. Number 7 is Upper Room. 5-2 morning line. Mario Gutierrez in the irons. Peter Urton is going to be the trainer here. Claimed him 4 starts back, and he's been facing a little better. Mostly been running on the dirt. Good works, mid pack. He has a great chance he's going to take a lot of money. Only one. You know, these horses only have 1 win in their career, and so you got to kind of go by recent status, and hasn't won in a while, but has been facing better, so we'll see. All right, let's move on to race 2. Race number 2. It's going to be 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. It's a maiden race. Horses have never won before. It's for fillies that are 2 years old. The purse is $60,000. These horses have very little experience. Most of them is what I've seen as far as I've been looking. So let's get started. Number 1. Courteous. Only has 1 race under his belt. It was 5 furlongs. This race is 6.5. A little bit farther, starting to stretch out. Probably will be best for this horse, considering he's got good works, and he's going to be probably mid-pack coming off the pace. So the more distance, the better for those type horses. Mike Smith left this horse. He'll be leaving for number 3, which we'll talk about later. I do like to take stock in that. The jockeys have every opportunity in the world to choose who they want to ride, and so I do take stock in that. Good bloodlines for number 1. Number 2 is Mercy Mercy. 10-1 morning line. Kenta Sormo. I'm sorry, number 1, I didn't talk about the jockey Joe Talamo, and Richard Mandela will be the trainer. Great connections there. Those 2 are great at what they do. Number 2, Mercy Mercy. Kenta Sormo. Bob Hess is the trainer. Bob Hess loves Kenta Sormo, as you probably know by now after the first 2-3 weeks of the meet. He loves to put him on. This is one of the first-time starters in this race. A very good pedigree. Especially with the first crops have been really, really good for the Mucho Macho Man. And works have been really above average. Last work 5 furlongs here at Del Mar. I really liked it. First time starter. Once again, I try to stay away if you can, but sometimes you just can't. So definitely worth a look there. Number 3 is Keeper of the Stars. Mike Smith left. Like I said, Mike Smith left the 1 for this horse. Midnight Loot is the sire. Has 2 horses in this race. Has 1 race under his belt, which you always like. You wonder if Mike Smith left the 1 because he felt like the first race for either of them was the 3 was better. I figure that's why. He has every right in the world to choose what horse he wants to ride. So, also has good works in the mornings. I really, really like the 3. We'll get back to him. All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 has 2 races under his belt. Mario Gutierrez is in the irons, and Doug O'Neill. You cannot disregard that combo right there. Mario Gutierrez and Doug O'Neill. Doug O'Neill tends to go to him when he feels like he has a chance here. So he's been at this level for both, and both have been at 5 furlongs, so starting to stretch out a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem for him considering he's going to be laying mid-pack, and the more room he has to gain on these horses, the better. Some good works in the morning. Nothing that stands out, but good, decent. Let's move down to number 5, Heather's Gray, 12-1 morning line. Evan Roman in the irons. Sean McCarthy's the trainer. It's another first-time starter for you. Great bloodlines here. The Factor, which is a sprinter here, is 6.5 furlongs and really did well on this track. Is the dad. The works have been decent, pretty good. I think this horse is gonna want to be up close, sort of. I don't know if he has the experience to be totally up to the front. Maybe lying 4th, 5th as we go into the far turn. So just see how the money plays on that horse. Number 6 is Giza Goddess, 20-1 morning line. Gary Stevens is in the irons. The trainer is John Sheriffs. We all know John Sheriffs for many different reasons. He's a Goddess. I don't know if I give too much of a shot here. Been running at 5 furlongs, starting to stretch out. Cairo Prince, that sire has not been producing as much as maybe others may have thought he would, at least far as first, second, and thirds. Been having some good works. Probably be mid-pack. Probably wishes to be closer as far as that first race went. Broke well, but sort of laid mid-pack. Maybe wants to be a little bit closer, get more involved. Number 7, I love this horse, 5-2 morning line. It's a first-time starter, but it's Bob Baffert with Drayden Van Dyke in the irons. Dear Lou. Great works in the morning. Been worked 3 times here at Del Mar, actually. Been here since first work was July 18th, then July 25th and July 30th, ready to go. Each work was 4 furlongs, and that shows that this horse is going to be up near the lead, ready to go, pounce. And the bloodlines are obviously fantastic with the forestry. Forestry bloodline is always amazing. And you can't, once again, Bob Baffert, whether it's a first-time starter, whether it's a young horse, whether it's an old horse, he is the best. So let's move on to number 8, Vegas Strong Baby. Can't go wrong with the name. Hunch bets are absolutely welcome here. Vegas Strong always so sad about the tragedy that happened there. But anything that can bring us together because of it, like a horse or a concert or anything like that, will always make us stronger. So hunch bet here for sure. Has 1 start under his belt. Rafael Bejarano jumps aboard, which is always a good thing. Great bloodlines. He's gonna be a little more off the pace, probably come with that run, which I do love, especially coming from the outside. Richard Baltas, Rafael Bejarano, always a good combo. So take a look at them. All right, just an 8-horse field there. So let's move on to race 3. All right. So race 3 is a 1.16 miles on the turf, and it's not just a 1.16 miles on the turf. It is the La Jolla Handicap Grade 3, $150,000 for 3-year-olds. I'm excited about this race. This race is gonna be a fun race to watch. Number 1, move over, 5th in the Oceanside on opening day. Excuse me while I take a drink. By the way, cheers. It's Saturday night. Fifth in the Oceanside has always been in the mix throughout his career. It's probably gonna be laying with mid-pack. He's been having decent works. Had a good work over the Del Mar course on July 29th. Tyler Bass is aboard. John Sadler. Tyler Bass and John Sadler is always a good combo. Sorry, I had to move that a little bit. It's always a great combo. It's gone back years and years and years. So has a run over the turf course this meet. Maybe a little bit close to coming back, but hey, a lot of these horses are coming from the Oceanside, so if they're ready, they're ready. Number 2 is probably going to take most of the money in this race. River Boyne. Flavien Prat on the turf pretty much says it all, and I'm going to keep going. Jeff Mullins is the trainer. Can't go wrong there. He's been around for a while, doing well. And is obviously coming off a win with Flavien Prat in the irons the last 2 times. A very impressive win, I must say, the last time. He's going to be stalking the leaders. A bunch of wins in his career. Knows how to win, a professional. And I really see, with the Beyer speed figure, top Beyer speed figure at 112, which I believe was his last race. Yeah, his last race was the 112 Beyer. In great form. And I don't know if any of these horses can really keep up, but we will see. Number 3, Arawak. Arawak, you feel like Arawak has been around a lot. Only a 3-year-old, obviously, but hasn't won in a while. When in good form, definitely fits here. Lately, fits here, but didn't run so well in the Oceanside Stakes. And I just think there's too many other options in this race to stay there, but does have a good work at Del Mar and does like the track a little bit. So if you find joy in that, take that horse. Restrained Vengeance is the 4 horse coming off the win in the Oceanside Stakes. Naturally would be up there in odds, not the favorite, which is not fairly abnormal, but I feel like that horse was pretty impressive that day. Will probably be a little worse odds than 7-2 morning line that you're getting right now. Evan Roman, Van Bancroft is the trainer. All very capable, obviously, as you saw on the Oceanside. Earned a 108 Beyer speed figure in that race. Maybe the bias played a little more into play on the opening day than it will play tomorrow. But at the same time, this horse is really, really good in really, really good form and beat a bunch of these horses that are trying to beat him again. Calyx Man is number 5. 3-1 morning line. Edwin Maldonado. Vladimir Surin is the trainer. Just missed in the Oceanside. Loves the track. Great works, especially here. It's going to be the speed. This horse is favored over the winner of the Oceanside because people think he's going to get him back. So, you got to take that into consideration. And with that in mind, Edwin Maldonado, Vladimir Surin can absolutely get it done. And we will see if they do. Number 6, Inscom. 12-1 morning line. Martin Garcia, Simon Callahan here again. Love him. Flavien Prat jumps off of this horse though, and I believe he's on the 4. I think he's on the 4. But either way, was on this horse last time. Gets Martin Garcia this time, and probably in a little over his head. Works have been great, but probably gonna stalk here, and I just don't know if he quite has the class to match up with these horses. But we'll be in the mix early, absolutely. All right, race 4. Race 4, 6 furlongs on the dirt, a maiden race. So these horses have never won. Maiden claiming $50,000. So the claiming tag to purchase these horses is $50,000. The purse in this race is $30,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Number 1 is Lucky Hand. 15-1 morning line. Brian Pena in the irons. Jorge Gutierrez is the trainer. Um, 2 starts only. Definitely going to be a long shot in this race. Has been running at this level recently, but just not really running well. So pretty decent work. It's probably going to be about mid-pack throughout most of the race. Number 2 is Sunrise Royale, 5-2 morning line. Giovanni Franco, Eric Kruljack is the trainer. This horse is going to be taking a lot of play. 2 starts in his career, really fits here. Going to be right up close to the pace. Been having really good works. Only 2 starts, but I'm sorry, Sunrise Royale. Yeah, 2 starts. Only 2 starts in his career, but I feel like he has progressed and is getting the idea as far as a racehorse and winning goes. He's going to take a lot of play, and as he deserves it. Grandma Gertrude is the 3-horse going to be scratched out of this race. Number 4 is Champagne Honey, 7-2 morning line. Gilberto Figueroa is in the irons. Blake Heap is the trainer. This horse has never finished worse than 3rd. He is taking a little step up in this race, but I really like this horse. Best Buyer Speed Figure 78. This horse is, won his first start of his career and then, hasn't won since, but has never finished worse than 3rd. And I feel like he just understands how to be a racehorse. And for that, the 4 is going to get a big look from me, and hopefully should get a big look from you guys. All right, let's move on to number 5, if I can find it. If I can find it. Eagles. Eagles is going to be a first-time starter, a long shot, not a ton of pedigree, and Octavio Vergara Jr. is in the irons. Mike Pender is the trainer. Not terrible connections there, but just not doing too much in the morning, and just doesn't have a ton of pedigree to show me that they're going to do too much in their first start of their career. So let's move on to number 6. If I can find 6. Okay. So number 6 is ZZ Tiger. 3-1 morning line. Ruben Fuentes is in the irons. Jeff Bondi is the trainer. Ruben Fuentes has been aboard for the last couple times, so you like that coming back. And been running at about the same distance. Best Buyer Speed Figure is 88, which was 2 starts back. You like that, in good form. The works 2 here at Del Mar, July 20th and July 27th were spectacular. Out of a bunch of horses, did very, very well. So you like that. The 6 looks very, very strong. Number 4 is This Little Eagle Can Fly. This Little Eagle Can Fly has gotten better from start 1 to start 2. Has 2 starts on her career. And has really average bloodlines, but there's a couple horses in this race that have the same bloodlines, a brother and sister in this race. Been running about the same distance, and I feel like this is a step up in class for this horse, but definitely been showing signs. And we'll see if he can improve with Mario Gutierrez and Peter Urton as the trainer. Can never go wrong with that combo either. Number 8 is Gypsy Blue, 5-1 morning line. Martin Garcia, Dave Hoffmans. Papa Clem horses tend to look beautiful in the paddock. Don't always run the greatest. The reason I'm talking about that is because this is our first time starter. Been working decent. Look, has the outside post, which you always like with a first time starter. They don't want to get caught up in all that traffic, bumping, dirt in their face, all that stuff. So you like that, but 5-1 morning line is decent odds. I just don't, unless it starts to float up to maybe towards 8-1 or so. I don't know if I'm going to put my wager on this horse, especially being a first time starter. But definitely worth a look. Let's move on to race 5 here. Race 5 is it's 5 furlongs on the turf. These races are always tough. The purse is $60,000 for 3-year-olds and up. And let's see here. Let me take a sip of this before we get started. All right, number 1, Rumpus Cat. 4-1 morning line. Evan Roman is in the irons. Ron Ellis is the trainer. I love him as a trainer, by the way. 3 starts back, earned a 107 Beyer speed figure. Last start got a 91 Beyer speed figure. Nothing to be sad about. Running at about the same level he's been running at. Never has run this exact distance, but been having good works on his game. And we'll see if that inside post can leave him with a good draw. Let's see here. All right. Number 2 is Magnum Maduro. 20-1 morning line. Vinny Bednar is in the irons. Keith Cragmile is the trainer. This horse, decent works, taking a little step up in class, it looks like. Beyer speed figures are nowhere near other people, so that's why I tend to lean off of this horse. But if you want, going to be laying mid-pack, taking a little step up in class. The positive here is the decent works that I'm seeing. Especially the last 2 works were at Los Al, just shipped here recently, but we're good, so that's a positive. But I'm probably going to leave out this next horse. Is probably going to be my top pick of the entire day. This horse has come so close the last 3 times, second place by a half a length each time, and it's all been at this level. Flavien Prat stays aboard, has been aboard for all. It's Sir Eddie. 2-1 morning line. Dan Blacker is the trainer. I just like the way this horse looks. 2-1 would be a blessing if you got it. You're probably not going to get 2-1. You're going to get way worse than that. But it would be a blessing if you got 2-1. I really like this horse. Number 4 is Goldie's Hills. 20-1 morning line. Barrington Harvey is going to be in the irons. Louis Bredvika. Sorry, I always mess that name up. Is the trainer. Only 1 start under his belt. Okay bloodlines, having some decent works. Probably going to be up towards the lead, and try to mix things up there. Maybe try to ruin one of these favorites' games up there. But I don't see him having much of a chance. Number 5 is Bohemian. Mario Gutierrez is in the irons. Simon Callahan, great trainer, great jockey, young both. 12-1 morning lines. Bohemian doesn't love this track, doesn't run its best races on this track, but is going to be up close and stalking, which, with Mario Gutierrez being up close, you can never count them out. So definitely give that horse a look. Number 6 is Eskimo Roses. 5-2 morning line. Kent DeSormo. Mick Ruiz is the trainer. Mick Ruiz has been doing better and better as he's gotten more accustomed to the training ranks compared to the jockey ranks. I feel like this horse is so ready to win. He's finished. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I had never finished Never finished worse than 6th in his career. But that might be a little deceiving too. All his other starts, he's never finished worse than 4th, besides that 1/6. So this horse is ready to win. Fits here. Had enough starts to get the job. Feel like he understands how to get the job done. And so we'll see if I think it's going to be pretty much a match race between him and Eddie. But we shall see. Number 7, 7-2, Young Hendrick, Martin Garcia. Philip D'Amato is the trainer. This is one of your first-time starters in this race. Oh, wait, I'm actually mistaken. He has one start. Oh, yep, down here. Yep, he has one start down here. It was at Santa Anita, and it was June 16th. So... coming back, getting a little freshening. Has good bloodlines. This horse is going to be near the lead. His last start wasn't as close as he wanted to be, but definitely going to be more interested this time, being his second start. Number 8, 12-1, Boilerplate. Brian Pena, Scott Rollins is the trainer. 2 starts in his career. And jockey stays aboard. The last start was Pena. The start before that was somebody else. But you like the fact that the jockey stays aboard. Stepping a little bit up in class. And has some good works at Del Mar. Finished first of 3, second of 6. I'm sorry, those were at Los Al. But first of 3, second of 6. You like that. So definitely interested in running. So definitely pay attention to the odds on this one. See if they float up or down from 12, and bet your money accordingly. All right. So race 6. Race 6 is 6.5 furlongs. It's an allowance claiming. It's $40,000 allowance claim. The claiming price will be $40,000. The purse is $62,000. So these are good horses. Probably have run in stakes company before in their life, but probably aren't quite at that level. But just a notch below that. So these are good horses. Number 1 is This Smart Cat, 7-2, Tyler Bays, John Sadler. Love these connections, especially in a big race like this. I feel like John Sadler would turn to somebody that he trusts, like Tyler Bays. Last race was an allowance. Came in second. Ran pretty well. Going to be very close to the lead. Doesn't have as great a buyer speed figures as I've noticed as a couple of these other horses that I like. But definitely give him a look with that inside post. Trying to just sneak right through there on the rail. Number 2, 20-1, Dutch Mama, Tiago Pereira. Oh, Margie Cantrell. Margie Cantrell is the trainer. Haven't seen a lot of her here at Del Mar this meet. Has 3 starts. Has a win right pinched in between a 5th and a 4th place finish. You can't. I would put this horse in the exotics. I don't know if it has the class or the ability to win a race like this, but I feel like she could definitely show a little something here at the end, at least. Number 3 is Summers Indy. Summers Indy's 4-1. Joe Talamo is in the irons. Philip D'Amato is the trainer. It's some good works. Has been running a maiden special weight company for its entire career, which is about 6 or 7 races. Coming off a win, which you always like. A horse is coming off a win, see if they can build on that and see if they can progress from there. So you always want to give a look to that. And we shall see. Number 4, Demi Goddess. Maybe a hunch play for you Demi Lovato fans. She's struggling right now. So if that's a play for you, not a bad play. Has never won in her career, so take that as you want. Doesn't necessarily know how to win. Run some decent races in her career, but mostly stays mid pack, breaks mid pack, stays mid pack, and ends mid pack. So, you know, a lot of races in her career too to judge that off of. Number 5 is Typhosa. Is 3-1. Mario Gutierrez in the irons. Doug O'Neill is the trainer, and I feel like this is a horse that you have to bet, considering the jockey trainer combo, the level that this horse is going to be at, compared to what it's been running at, also compared to how it's run against different types of horses. Typhosa is definitely a horse you're going to have to consider. It's going to be one of my top picks in this race. Number 6 is 4-1 Spring Lily. Gary Stevens is in the irons. John Sheriffs is the trainer. 4-1 morning line, and you'd be lucky if you get that with these connections, and just the company this horse has been facing. It's dropping down a little bit, and I feel like it's going to benefit from that a lot. Number 7 is 5-1 Hot Autumn. Love the name. Giovanni Franco is the trainer. Giovanni Franco is the jockey. Ian Crueljack is the trainer, son of Eric Crueljack. Love the bloodlines there. Been facing some good company. Always in the mix. I feel like 7 is going to be there no matter what. You can count on that horse being there. Best Buyer speed figure 94 2 back. I really like that also. And you know, has got the distance. And I feel like is definitely going to be right there, if not on the lead, right off the lead, ready to pounce right as they turn for home. Number 8 is Conquest Flatter Me. I always love the Conquest horses. Conquest Typhoon won today at Del Mar on the turf. I think it was race 3. And I was sad that I didn't put it in exactly with the horse that I liked that came second. But Conquest horses always do well here. 5-1 morning line. Stuart Elliott. Vladimir Seren is the trainer. Been running really, really well. Has really run really well his whole life, to be honest. Maybe a couple races sprinkled in here and there where he doesn't care to be there at the track that day. But this horse is going to be in the mix. Got two wins in a row, and then a second and a third the last 4 starts. So this horse is always right there, and he's got that outside post. So you definitely can't ignore that coming swooping around at the end. Let's move on to race 7. Only 8 horses. These fields are pretty small for Sunday, but let's take a look at race 7. 1 mile on the turf. It's a claiming 40,000 to 35,000. The purse is 42,000. These 1 mile on the turf races are always so hard. They have these blanket finishes, and you just never know who's gonna come steal it from you at the end. Number 1 is he's 4-1. Born on Valentine's Day. Asael Espinosa is in the irons. Love that name. Tim McKenna is the trainer. You get the apprentice weight. You get 4-1. You know, you get a horse with experience. I don't necessarily love a horse with not experience on the rail, but you get a horse with experience, and the rail doesn't seem to bother them. It actually helps them, especially a horse with speed, which the 1 definitely has. So Born on Valentine's Day, definitely give them a look. Number 2, 10-1, Chica La Habana. Tyler Connor is the jockey. James Cassidy is the trainer. Definitely fits here. Doesn't run. I don't feel like it runs its best on the turf. Oh, it has only run on the turf actually, and its last start was its poorest start. And I feel like he's trending in the wrong direction. Did win his start before that, but definitely trending in the wrong direction. I do love Tyler Connor, and so, you know, definitely take a peek at least. Number 3, 6-1, Drift Away, Drayden Van Dyke with Andrew Lemur as the trainer. Been working decent. Has worked at Del Mar its last 2 works. Coming off a race. Has only pretty much run on turf. Coming off a claiming race where he won by just about a head. So stepping up in class a little bit here. And, you can never overlook a horse that's already got a race under his belt and a win. This horse has many races under his belt, but coming off a win, the confidence can build. So definitely don't overlook that. Tiny Tina is number 4. You love that. You love Flavien Prat and the irons at 1 mile on the turf with Philip D'Amato as the trainer. Everybody wants Flavien Prat and the irons on the turf, especially these days at Del Mar. He's been winning every race on the turf. Has a bunch of wins early in his, or not a bunch, but has a couple wins early in his career and a second. Hasn't finished better than 3rd recently, but definitely is fits here with this level, and with a good trip can cause a big problem in this field. Number 5 is 7-2, Mischievous Song. Herberto Figueroa is the rider. Peter Miller is the trainer. Peter Miller is on fire at Del Mar. I love him in sprints, especially with younger horses. He does so well with them. But don't disregard him in any other race. Either is a little bit longer race. And these are 3-year-olds, but they have experience. But don't ever disregard him. He fits at this level. Has won the last 2 races. Jumping up here. In the last 4 races, a first, a third, a first, and a first. This horse is really figuring out how to win and doing well. So this horse deserves a huge look. Number 6 is 4-1, Bunny Yogurt. Joe Talamo on the turf and Ron Ellis. They make a great team. Just Joe Talamo on the turf deserves a look in itself. 2 starts back, got a win. Last start, ran on synthetic. 2 starts back was the turf and won. Likes the turf a little bit better, but definitely gonna step up a little bit here. And so we'll see how he does. Number 7 is 20-1, Tabitha Bonita. Franklin Ceballos. Sal Gonzalez is the trainer. A bunch of claiming races, $40,000, $50,000 in that range. Has sprinkled in a couple wins here, but mostly breaks mid-pack, goes mid-pack, ends mid-pack. We're going to stay away from that horse. Number 8, 12-1, Cash Cannon with Brian Pena. Tim McKenna is the trainer. And this horse, it's interesting to me, this horse. Didn't run on the turf last start. Ran on the turf 2 starts back. Both starts were pretty even. Hasn't won since his first start of his career. And came in second his second start, and ever since then been trending the wrong way. So knows how to do it, but just hasn't done it in a long time, and I'm going to probably stay away from that horse, as I am going to stay away from the number 9 Mongolian Rahi. Diego Sanchez. Gerardo Pioncini is the trainer. Ran in the maiden $30,000-$40,000 ranks ish. Is coming off a win, which maybe you want to include this horse in your exotics, because he is coming off a win. Maybe the confidence is going well, but this is a big jump up in class. A very big stand by the owner and trainer, and I just don't think this horse is up to it. Let's move on to race 8. This is a 6 furlong race. It's a stakes race for fillies. That's the Sorrento Stakes, the Grade 2. It's for 2-year-olds. So this is for the young and up and coming. Not a lot of experience under these horses' belts. It's $200,000 race just for fillies, just for girls. Let's take a peek at these girls. Number 1 is 20-1, Madison's Quarters. Mike Smith is on board, which you can never overlook, especially on a stakes race. He tends to want to step on the best horses during stakes races, as you can probably imagine why. So you got to take a peek there. Coming off a win, a very impressive win by 2 lengths. Does have the rail. You don't know with all the other speed in the race if this horse is going to get the lead by itself, which the rail can be a perfect thing for, but also could be bad if there's a lot of other speed. They feel trapped down on their rails, so we shall see. But Mike Smith Meeting Board is definitely making that intriguing. Number 2 is 8-1 Dragic. Dragic is obviously also coming off a win. A lot of these horses are, or strong seconds, in order to be put in a race like this. Dragic is coming out of a maiden claiming 60,000, and won by, it looks like, almost 2 lengths. Rafael Bejarano jumps aboard here. This horse is coming from Keeneland, so coming from the Midwest, which the competition is just equal, I feel like. And that is definitely a positive. Always coming off a win. I know a lot of these horses are coming off a win or a strong performance, but still, a win is different than a second. Even a horse knows that. So I do like that. Number 3 is Bellafina, 7-2 morning line. Flavien Prat's aboard. This horse does come off a second place finish in a maiden special weight 40,000. But Flavien Prat's aboard Simon Callahan. That is a combo that you can't overlook, and that's going to get me taking a peek. Last work here, July 23rd. Very strong. Really liked it a lot. So give that horse a strong look. Number 4, 8-1 Lady Lucy. Martin Garcia won its last race. You love that. Maiden special weight 51,000. Actually got a better buyer speed figure in its first race, which she lost, but still won the second race. If Lady Lucy can get the lead, watch out, because Lady Lucy will be tough to catch. Once she gets the lead, she's tough to catch. If she does not get the lead, she doesn't tend to run her best, which she showed in her first start. So watch out for that. But if you think Lady Lucy can get the lead out of all these talented horses, maybe worth putting some money on. Number 5 is 12-1 Dichotomy. Dichotomy is a good horse. 2 starts, maiden special weights 40 and 60,000. Ran in the 40,000 and lost by a length and a half, and then came back in the 60,000 and won by 2 3/4 lengths. Very impressive. This is a Mario Gutierrez, Doug O'Neill combo again. They love each other, and I feel like that's a very big positive for this horse, that you have those two on your side for your entire career so far. Give that horse a good look. 12-1 morning line. You might like those odds. Number 6 is 12-1 also, Summerlin. Summerlin has Tyler Bays aboard with Philip Hall as the trainer. 2 starts. Maiden special weight was the first one, won by 8 1/4 lengths. And then in a stakes race, these are all at Hastings Park though, so the talent is not as good, but still winning very impressively. And I think Summerlin could be a big play here. Not getting a lot of love in the morning line at 12-1, but if you have 2 wins in your career by a minimum of 7 1/4 lengths, you deserve to get looked at. I don't care who you are and where you've been running. So take a hard look at number 6, along with the good works here at Del Mar as well. Number 7 is 5-1 Stirred. Drayden Van Dyke is in the irons. Michael McCarthy is the trainer. This horse has 1 start under his belt. This horse has 1 start under her belt. 89 buyer speed figure, won it by a length and a quarter. That was a maiden special weight 59,000, so that's a very competitive race. You win that by a length and a quarter. That's impressive, as why you see her in this race. Number 8 is 5-1 Reflect. Kent DeSormo in the irons. Brother Keith DeSormo is the trainer. Coming out of a maiden special weight 59,000 as well, winning by 5 3/4 lengths. Very impressive over at Santa Anita on June 2nd, it looks like. So they definitely pointed towards this race, and they feel like they can win it. Number 9 is 6-1 Bougie Girl. Love the name. Sure going to take a lot of play just because of the name. Giovanni Franco is the rider. One start under her career. It was a maiden claiming 80,000 and won by 3.5 lengths. Drayden Van Dyke was in the irons that day. Drayden Van Dyke moved to Sturd, who I really, really am impressed with. Probably going to be in some of my picks tomorrow morning. And so, but he moves to there. Giovanni Franco picks her up. Does have an outside post and been working fairly well, so definitely give a good look to number 9. Number 10 is 9-2 Delmar May. Perfect name for this race course. Came second in her first and only start, lost by a length and a quarter, and that was actually on opening day. So she also was a little wide that day, which the 10 hole doesn't help that, but was a little wide that day. If we're going to look for excuses, is going to be up towards the lead, going to be stalking the horses. If anybody makes a mistake, Delmar May is going to be able to pounce on him. Very competitive race is this Fleetreed Stakes. All right, 9th and final. Looks like we're doing better on time here today than I have been. Keep this about an hour. This 9th race is a maiden claiming race. A maiden claiming so $20,000 to claim these horses if you're going to. The purse is also $20,000 for 3-year-olds and up. No other restrictions. Very open race. So we'll see what these horses have. Number 1 is 8-1 morning line Catch Fire. Martin Garcia. This horse has only run one time in his career. These horses are very up and down as far as how many times they've run. Some horses have run upwards of 10 times. Some have run once, like this one horse. Coming out of a maiden claiming 20,000. Came in 5th that day. That race was, it looks like 5.5. And this is going to be stretched out to 7, which is also that tough distance that I always talk about. But this horse looks like he needs that distance to catch. It's going to be coming off the pace and just need a little more time last race, and hopefully we'll get it this time. Number 2 is 6-1 Supreme Giant. This horse is one of those horses with multiple races under his belts. As far as racing wise, looks like 3, 6, 9, 12, about 15 races under his belt. So coming off a 2nd place finish. Obviously these horses have never won. This is a maiden claim race, but coming off a 2nd place finish, a 4th place finish, and a 2nd place before that. So this horse is coming close as of late. Maybe can crack the barrier today. Franklin Ceballos is the jockey. Sal Gonzalez is the trainer. I don't know if I mentioned Martin Garcia. Dave Hoffman's is number 1. It's the connections for number 1. Number 3 is Severin. Everybody says my name is Severin. My last name is Severin. My last name is Servin. This is a hunch play for me. I'll probably put a couple bucks to show on it. I don't see this horse having much of a chance in this race. Having a buyer speed figure of about 11 last race. Definitely can do better, but I still don't see it being able to compete with some of these horses. Diego Sanchez is the jockey with Paula Capestro. Good friend John I went to high school with, his mom is Paula Capestro, and she's been a great trainer for a long time. Number 4, 8-1 Masterpiece Day. Evan Roman in the irons. I like this horse. Bob Hess is the trainer. This horse has a big shot. Definitely needs to step up from its last race, but I see this horse trending in all the right directions, working well, showing interest in the mornings, and I give Masterpiece Day a good shot at a long price. Number 5 is 8-1 Odyssey Explorer. A lot of racing experience for this horse as well. This 4-year-old, 3, 6, 9, about 12 to 13 races for this horse. Does have Edgar Payeras aboard, so gets the weight break down to 119. Hector Opalma is the trainer. This is coming out of a maiden claiming 20,000 and two back, maiden claiming 40,000. Never done. Never in the last in the last three races, never been worse than fourth. So understanding how to be up there, but not able to get over the hump, if you will. So we will see if he's able to do that in this one. Number 6 is 20 to 1. If I had a nickel. Tiago Pereira is in the irons. Ed Mosier Jr. is the trainer. Only 2 races for this horse. Hasn't really shown much. Probably going to leave him out of anything I do. Tiago Pereira did do well today. Had a couple wins on the card. So, you know, if that makes you give a look, so be it. No problems with that, but I'm probably going to leave him out. I don't see a lot of, I don't see this horse having the ability to compete with some of these horses. Number 7 is working. 7 to 2. Martin Pedrosa, Peter Urton. I love this. This horse is going to be probably on the lead. I love Martin Pedrosa on the lead. He's so good on the lead if he gets it. 2 maiden $20,000 maiden claiming $20,000 races, and came in second and third both times. And I'm sorry, came in third both times. And I see this horse improving, and if he can get a straight lead, which there's not a ton of speed in this race, he might be able to steal it. Number 8 is 12 to 1 Grand Minister. Stuart Elliott. Steve Miotti is the trainer. This horse only has 1 start under his belt. This is the least raced horse in this race. Edgar Paris jumped off of this horse to get on to the 5. So if you want to look into that, you can. He also wasn't on that horse before. So he jumped off of this horse to get to that horse. Could be telling, could not. But does only have 1 start, so probably part of the decision there. I don't know if this horse quite has enough experience to compete with some of these horses. But, you know, Stuart Elliott is definitely a capable jockey. Number 9 is 20 to 1 Skagit River. Edgar Paris jumps off of this horse as well. You know, read into that. If he has 3 or 4 horses in this race and he chooses one that he's never ridden, I'm probably going to jump off those. Not to mention, I just don't feel like this horse... really gets this distance. Probably wants a little more. Probably a little short here. But, you know, we'll see. If the race breaks down at the front, could possibly come running late. Number 10 is 12 to 1 Johnny Strong, Giovanni Franco, Gary Studi. This horse tied for the least amount of experience in the race. Just 1 race under his belt. Maiden claiming $20,000 race. Didn't really perform too well. You know, has a chance. Has some decent works in the morning time here at Del Mar. The last 2 works. But, you know, I'm probably going to leave this horse out. I don't see a lot of possibilities in this horse. All right. Number 11 is Twisted Road. Twisted Road is absolutely a contender here. They're going to take a lot of play. Asiel Espinosa also gets the weight break here. Doug O'Neill is the trainer, and very smart about picking up that jockey for the weight break here. Especially getting that outside post, the 11 post. Going to have to probably take a wider route, so less weight will definitely help. Coming off some maiden claiming races at $20,000, coming second in both of those. Definitely getting closer and closer. I feel like this horse is just very close to pulling through and getting that win. And today could be the day if everything sets up right. And number 12 is Brag Dude. 15 to 1 morning line. Santiago Gonzalez is in the irons. Juan Andres Rodriguez is the trainer. This horse is, I don't know. I want to give him a shot, but the outside post and the way he's been running, especially as of late, I just don't know if I can give this horse a chance. Definitely possible if the last race was his best race, and he was up closer to the lead. Maybe if he gets up there and tries to steal it, his best chance. But if he lays mid-pack like he's been laying for most of his career, except for his last start, he's probably going to get beat pretty bad in this race. 13 and 14 are scratched. And that does it for my race analysis. I'm probably going to be up tomorrow morning to give you my picks. I want to do a little more looking. I want to get these picks right for sure. So stay tuned tomorrow morning. This will be up before you wake up, this analysis. So if you want to watch this, and then stay tuned. My picks will be up by no later than 8 or 9 o'clock. And let's get Sunday started. Week 3 at Del Mar, 2018 summer meet, week number 3. Let's go.